Okay, so these are carbs off of a Yamaha XJ650, a 1980 model. Trying to figure out if they're Hitachi or Mikuni. I honestly don't know. There's no labeling on them. And I've already dunked the exteriors in the ultrasonic, so they don't look too bad as they are, but we're going to pop the bowls open and see what we find. As always, we'll be using Japanese screwdrivers from Vessel. They always match up to these. It's called JIS screwdrivers. Search for them on eBay. Otherwise, you'll be stripping bolts pretty quickly. So based on the rest of the bike, how it was, I don't think it'll be too dirty in here, but we're just gonna have a look. Pull the pilot jets and make sure they're clean, and just get the carbs cleaned up so you don't have to worry about them being a problem when we go to start. Okay, in there it's kind of, you can see some gummed up ethanol, and also some in there as well. So as usual, I'll keep the bolts and everything in their own little box just like that. Okay. Now these pilot jets actually look pretty easy to take out because they're very wide. That screwdriver's not going to quite cut it. I want to get the right screwdriver. We'll see if this one works. If it doesn't want to go, I'll heat it up before I strip this. Now that came right out, no problems. And that's rating as a 45 pilot. And I can see daylight through that, no problem. I'll use a little guitar string with a kink in it just to clear it out and make sure it wasn't full of debris. These are usually the jets that help prevent the bike from starting. Yeah, that was fairly clean. And I'll spray some compressed air down there as well. Let's go ahead and pull the main out. Looks like it's a 110. There's a bit of a washer on there, you don't want to lose that. You can see there's dirt and film, so we'll give all that a clean. But yeah, that jet's totally clean. It's more just a matter of all that gummed up stuff in there we want to clean out. Yeah, you can see it almost looks like clear, but it's dried up ethanol. So that float jet's pretty easy to pull. It's got a nice rubber tip on there. And down in there, that looks pretty clean as well. So I'll go ahead and do this to all the bowls. I'll keep them in their individual tubs so I can replace everything. And also, we can look at taking the caps off as well. This is why it's really important to have the right screwdriver, because it'll just strip them if you don't. And we'll be looking for tears in the rubber here. Looks like this was the throttle cable. No, this is the choke holder assembly. So there should be a spring and a rubber diaphragm underneath this. There you go. There's the cap. Bit of dried up crap in there. Spring. And let's see if that rubber wants to come out. Yeah. So there we go. Now what I'll do is I'll hold this rubber diaphragm up to the light and look for any pinholes. You can get replacements. It's not super fun to replace, but you can get replacements. And also I'm looking for pitting on the needle there, which I don't see, which is a good sign. What else? This emulsion tube will come out. I just have to find a excuse me, I just have to find a way to get a good grip and it'll pop out, but I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. Doesn't want to come out just yet, but that's alright. So I'll go ahead and take the bowls and the tops off the rest of the unit, and then get it dunked in the carburetor cleaning solution. I might just have a peek underneath this little guy here. Maybe I won't. It seems to be nice and solid in there. Okay, these are fresh out the ultrasonic, and they're going to be a bit steamy. It might fog the lens up a little bit, but a lot more clean. I'm going to go through and blast the pilot jet holes. Oh fuck, that's not what you want to do. I just blasted the emulsion tube. Better go find that. Yep, there it is. It wasn't too far away, but you can see how clean those are. I'll just chunk that back in. And I'll blast these air jets out as well. There we go. So that's all blasted out. I might go through and take these fuel mixture screws out and blow them. I find it really hard to remove the spring along with the O-rings on these. So there you go, you can see the spring in the washer came out, but the O-ring didn't come out. So usually if I ultrasonic clean these with this assembly out, and I can't get the O-ring out, they fall out in the ultrasonic cleaner, making it really hard to find the O-ring. So lately I've had success just waiting till after the ultrasonic clean, pulling it and then blowing it out, and I can see daylight right through there. You might be able to as well. Yep, see right there. And so that's how it goes. It goes washer, spring, and then the screw assembly. And these were 3 turns out, which seems excessive. I'm gonna start at like 2. You know, usually I do 1.5, but I'll do 2. I'm sure the previous owner had a reason for it, but there's 1, 1.5. There's 2. So I'll go through and do that with the rest of those as well. And just with the butterfly, you know, it's always good to rub your fingers, try and get some clean there. And you can do what's called a bench synchronize, where you put a very measured, like if you had a very specific size drill bit, you could put it through the master, which I believe, looking at it, is this one here. So you could put like a 2mm drill bit in there and let it rest, and you would theoretically know that all the others should just let a 2mm drill bit slide in and out. That's what you do in terms of a bench synchronization. But because I have vacuum gauges, I'll just get them on the bike, hook the vacuum gauges up, and then synchronize each carburetor individually at these points and look how they draw vacuum, because that's the real test, if you will. Other than that, we're gonna be good to put it back together. Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Set of carbs off the XJ650. We sort of went through everything and got all the jets clean, took the diaphragms out. You can go farther and take every individual carb apart, replace all the O-rings in the fuel delivery system. There's always a lot more you can do, but as a baseline start, I'm pretty confident that this is going to get fuel delivered into the engine, and we can troubleshoot further from there if needed. Usually all you're looking at doing is adjusting these fuel mixture jets, as well as your synchronization of the butterflies, and you do that with vacuum ports that hook up to your inlet boots. So these are going to be all right. Haven't worked on many of these model carbs. They're not Mikuni or Kaheen, so I'm assuming they're Hitachi, but not too sure. Life's an adventure. Enjoy it.